My advanced router technique is to buy a router that looks like a spaceship. That's
Hmm.
that's basically just my purchasing decision.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I really like. Yeah.
I thought mine was like the most ridiculous looking router, but as I can see, I think modern router design has just gotten way worse.
I mean, these are just head traps, right?
Yeah,
Head trap routers.
yeah, totally. Face grabbers.
Face crab. That's the word.
I don't know about
Wow.
that.
So you didn't even get the pro gaming one with the extra stick.
Is it the gamers that have done this to us? Is that what's
I
happening?
think I think so.
So you've been playing with Unity toys.
Yeah, I was really one of the whole reasons we switched into Unity was to access the geometry shader and just like a normal rendering pipeline. Uh, I guess well, one of many reasons, but I love that as soon as I started researching it, Unity on Mac it does not have a geometry shader. Did you know that? Were you just like letting me figure that out for myself this whole time?
I wasn't sure if Unity was going to be a silver bullet in terms of our rendering style. Um, I figured we would have to figure something. We'd need to like solve a problem, regardless of whether we're using Unity or our own thing. Um,
I was gonna say there's a reason that maybe people don't ship games on Mac, and it's because they use geometry shaders.
well, Metal's not that new of an API, right? And or not that old of an API. It's been like the last couple of years. Um,
It's true, but it's also no iOS devices support geometry
that's
shaders. So
true.
I feel like it's like 14 years of Apple's architecture, and their graphics API has sort of not made room for it.
But people do ship a
Uh,
ton of games on iOS, though, right?
it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I guess presumably compute and tessellation shaders are the way to go.
I wish I knew what those were, but presumably I don't know. Like the OpenGL API used to be much more what they called fixed function. So I'm not talking about the shader API. This is actually kind of predates custom shaders a little bit, where a lot of the shader pipe or a lot of the rendering pipeline was kind of built into the API. So like the API actually had functions that were called like push matrix and pop matrix, and you'd like it was very much kind of stipulated how like you would render things. Um, and I think gradually they've been realizing that people want tighter control over rendering. So then we got into the era of having vertex and fragment shaders, getting rid of the fixed function pipeline, and instead you're just kind of like moving data objects into memory so that the shaders can access them, and you write the shaders yourself. And I think now that trend is going into even like the shaders themselves, where people are realizing, oh wait, the GPU is just another computer, and maybe you should just expose it to me, or at least expose more pieces of it to me. Which is, I think, what's going on here, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like compute shaders are the replacement for what we're doing because you just throw more GPU power at it.
Yeah. I'm curious, where does a compute shader like even fit into the whole abstraction of like to step back rather than ask what a compute shader is in the first place? Like, how do shaders even work in these newfangled APIs like Vulkan or Metal? Do they still have a notion of fragment shaders and vertex shaders, or is it just kind of like whatever you want them to be?
Yeah, that is a great question.
I'm
Yeah.
also not convinced that a geometry shader would have solved our wireframe rendering problems altogether, because at least the basic understanding that I have of a geometry shader is that the unit of input on a vertex shader is a vertex, right?
Mhm.
And then outside of the vertex shader, the graphics pipeline, or the driver rather, whatever OpenGL or DirectX or whatever you've written, knows how to associate those vertices into actual triangles and actual primitives, and then it passes it. If you don't have a geometry shader, it just like figures out. It doesn't do anything to the geometry. It basically says, okay, you have your vertices, you define them in your mesh when you pass them in, and then it does all the attribute interpolation on the surface of the vertex, and then passes those individual attributes into the fragment shader, right? And then you do something custom with those. My understanding of what a geometry shader is that it sits in between those two, and the unit of input, rather than it being either like a single vertex or a single pixel's worth of attributes, the unit of input in a geometry shader is a triangle. So you'll get basically like whatever data you need for 3 triangles. But everything that we do with the wireframe shader has to deal with like removing redundant edges and stuff like that, and it wasn't immediately clear to me like how we would use it, like a single triangle to figure out that particular problem. I don't know. Maybe it decomposes into maybe you can decompose a triangle into lines, and you can emit line primitives from a triangle primitive. Maybe that was what we could have done.
Yeah, I think that's a technique that a lot of folks are using.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one of the things I found sort of going through this though is that there's just like I was like, what the hell happened to geometry shaders? And the answer apparently is they're slow as shit.
Yeah.
And like it pointed me at this Factorio guy's post, which fuck him, but he basically benchmarked his new renderer with geometry shaders on a bunch of hardware and was like, oh, it's like 50 to 30% slower for everyone except like one class of IntelliGem. So
Interesting. Oh, and so somehow the geometry shader puts a tax on the CPU. Is that what I'm reading here?
I think it was a GPU tab. We're gonna go to the why are slow.
Because the y-axis labels there are CPUs, not GPUs, right?
That is a good point.
But it is possible that even using a geometry shader puts a tax on the CPU because the CPU has to do some kind of intermediate computation or something like that.
Yep. It sort of seemed like sort of all over the place. There's a reason people just aren't adopting it.
Yeah.
And why it's not part of Metal too.
I think we take for granted that like the shader architecture, like vertex to geometry to fragment, we take for granted that's just the way it should be. But if you think about it, it's actually just an abstraction built on top of what is essentially just like a massively parallel CPU, like a bunch of like shitty CPUs. And so someone actually has to build the connective tissue between those stages, and probably people just haven't been optimizing for geometry shaders. Like it was like an idea that someone had and they made it part of. Maybe it was a good idea for a while for OpenGL and for DirectX, but I guess they decided that like, you know what, this kind of doesn't really make sense anymore given the way that the hardware is going.
Yeah, I think maybe this is the key is just it actually ends up buffering more data than the GPU should handle for exactly what you're saying, where it's like we are not like it's not actually meant for this purpose and it's not purpose built. Yeah, except for Intel, which apparently has a good implementation of it, but we don't use Intel graphics chips for anything.
That's so funny. Does anybody use Intel graphics chips? I guess people don't have a discrete
old MacBooks. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have a discrete graphics card, you're using whatever's on your motherboard.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll have to say it's weird, but also I'm not super sad that we don't have access to it.
So we were smelling barbecue, and then we looked outside, and it was like kind of hazy, and I was like, "Oh God, has the big Bay Area fire actually happened?"
Okay.
And I did what you did, and I looked at Purple Air, I looked at airnow.gov, and I realized that the bad air pollution was just over like Berkeley, basically. And it turns out there's a fire at the marina. So.
Oh, shit! Sorry, that's not funny.
No. Well, I honestly, it's probably, if I had to pick between a fire at the marina and a wildfire in the area, I would pick the marina just because the marina's away from people's houses and stuff.
Yep.
And it's hopefully not going to like be a lingering thing, but
shit.
Yeah, I think that's the marina fire right there.
Oh, that's not good. Shit. What? I'm sorry. Yeah, your air will be perfectly clear so soon.
Yeah, we'll see. It's supposed to be
watch out for this shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sad. There's actually like a place I really like around here that I've been many, many times, sort of in this valley. I'm just like, please don't burn down.
Oh man, that sucks.
So many, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been north of Tahoe in the state of California.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I would recommend. I'd recommend all of this.
Yes.
I told you to do the Redwood Highway right up here. This is
No, I
this
haven't
is
done it.
choice.
I'll do
Oh
it.
man.
That's where they grow all the weed, right? Up there.
I mean, I think that's where weed California is for one thing.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's a city called Eureka, and there's also a city called Yreka, and I think that they're just it's a complete coincidence that they're
Wait, there's a Wairika?
yeah
Oh.
yeah I think it's just total coincidence that they sound similar to each other. I think this is like a native word.
I would say this is like a tribal name.
It's like a First Nations word, and then like lynchings, real good.
Yikes.
Wait, what were the lynchings about? Are these like about like old Western outlaws?
Yeah, actually.
Lynchings of white people.
At least this one.
No.
1935. Yeah. I mean, this looks like some good old fashioned Western town justice.
Like Bonnie and Clyde shit.
There was a rebellion.
Okay.
Oh, this is some state of Jefferson bullshit.
Tell me again about the state of Jefferson.
State of Jefferson is like the 51st state. That is the group of people trying to secede from California and Oregon to create this like red state up here.
Okay.
Basically, the notion that this is a different group of people, which like kind of is. California is a little too big.
Yeah, I think that's
But
fair.
you see this flag a lot.
What did the X and X stand for?
I don't know.
Why is it called Jefferson?
I don't know.
Okay.
A gold mining pan, a double cross, signifying the region's sense of abandonment. Yeah, okay, whatever. Oh, it's Eureka. Eureka is the capital. Oh boy.
What are their demographics? Are they actually politically red?
Well, I think this is like some real libertarian shit.
Okay.
That's my understanding. So it's named after Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Purple.
And they vote.
Which county is in the southwest there?
That's a great question. I don't know because
That's not
St.
Mendocino,
Jefferson's
is it?
not. It probably is. Yeah, I bet so. That sounds right.
Okay.
Trump led Clinton by 50 points in Lassen County. Holy shit. California, man. California is very, very weird outside the cities.
It's a little weird, yeah. I was looking at a map of the state of Washington the other day, and I realized that most of it is actually eastern Washington.
Yeah, so is most of Oregon, it turns out.
Yeah.
Neither of those is great.
I mean, is it the Cascades? Is it the range that goes all the way up there? Basically, west of the Cascades is like kind of where all the cities are, right? Seattle, Portland, they're all on this like kind of like they're in this like valley basically.
Yeah, and then you get this, yeah. Right, this is like white supremacy country.
You know, I won't go that far. It's probably nice, but I think like a lot of the weirdness in Oregon, because Oregon has a bit of that reputation, is probably.
I mean, that's Oregon's like original raison d'etre, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Also on fire up here though. So sad.
Yeah, it really sucks.
I told you I was playing Days Gone, right? Which is basically just you motorcycle around this area of the country for like 40 hours. It's fun.
Right. Well, isn't Bend where the studio is that made that game?
Bend is where the
Sony
studio
Bend,
is, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That looks beautiful.
Dude, Pacific Northwest is quite pretty.
Yeah.
Quite pretty. Just this part is a little weird.
Yeah. And like Iowa, like Idaho, is not like a great place to be if you're brown, but it's probably a little bit like that in some of those places.
Mm-hmm. Seems.
It feels weird looking at a map and just like saying like, "Oh, that place is terrible," because it's just like that's where people live, you know. But at the same time, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it's terrible. It's just that it's complicated and not quite as safe by default.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying anything new or original right now, but like just reading articles these days about like there's a lot of there's this strange brand of let's call it mainstream vaccine triumphalism, where it's just like reporting on people who are extremely sick with COVID and saying, "Ha ha ha! Look at these fuckers who didn't get a vaccine and who are now asking for one."
I've seen so many of those articles, and they're all like, we really want to respect these people's choices. I'm like, you're writing an article about how they're sick right now. Like, do you? I feel like you're enjoying this.
There's a lot of dunking on people who didn't get the vaccine. But one of the things to come out of that, though, is just like how a lot of people in the medical profession are just completely dumbfounded by the choice not to get a vaccine, and I can't tell if this narrative is this reductionist. But the claim is that the main motivation to avoid getting a vaccine is to own the libs.
That's the only motivation I can imagine right now. I mean, I think a lot of
Okay, so
people are.
you think that there's something to that theory then?
I think that is at least a chunk, but I think some of it is. Well, the fact that some people believe there's a microchip and mind control in it, and it's not an insignificant portion of the population, is weird. Like that is a strange thing I did not expect.
Right.
I think the other, like maybe that's half. I think the other half is like lazy, or like people who. I feel like we've been inundated with like data and COVID practices, but I think like a big chunk of the country kind of just like they're like, well, I'm gonna stay home, but I'm not gonna read papers about COVID. Like I'm gonna live life normally, and then did not rush out for the vaccine.
Okay.
I think some people just didn't rush because they're just I don't know, maybe they were already seeing friends, or maybe it wasn't urgent, or everyone they knew got vaccinated.
Right.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people just be like, well, I'll do it when I have, or it's people who have jobs that like don't let them get off 9 to 5 for a vaccine, which is
That's depressing. Yeah.
all the essential workers,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I don't know. I'm slightly less cynical about everyone unvaccinated being a strange conspiracy theorist, but it is like a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I want to find. I had the funniest. I saw the funniest tweet, but it's probably too long ago.
Okay. Was that one of the dead flamingos in Turkey that I just scrolled by?
Probably, yeah. Oh yeah, it is this one.
Man.
Yep. Which I got questions.
Yeah. Well, if you weren't
Yeah.
standing outside, then the gears of commerce would grind to a halt, right?
Yeah. But yeah, the dead flamingos in Turkey, the Lake Mead is drying up. Salt Lake was really low when we drove through, and like apparently that was unusual and causing problems.
Yeah.
It's bad all over.
Yeah. I always thought that the Mad Max hellscape was going to be like effectively, if we had kids, our children's generation or our grandkids' generation. But I think we might. I've talked about this before. I think we might be living through it. You and I.
Good news.
In our senescence too. We're going to be like the old
we
people
get it.
who get left behind by the dune
Yeah,
buggies.
it's interesting though. I was gonna say, I think it's interesting though because I feel like half of the world gets Mad Max and half the world gets Waterworld.
Yeah.
So I think you get Mad Max, I think I get Waterworld over here. What fun!
All right. Well.
Sorry, was I lagging out there? My internet is being really weird.
I couldn't.
Am I lagging? Is it bad?
That's not awesome. I thought I was lagging out. It like Zoom was telling me my internet connection was unstable.
Oh. I can do better than this.
Weren't you on Fiverr? Where
I mean,
you
I
at?
guess I am running a stream right now, but like, oh, I'm on Fiverr.
Yeah.
I'm on Fiverr, and I've noticed in my house.
I couldn't really hear what you were saying right there.
I don't know. Like, I ran this at the start of the stream, and it was like, damn. Okay. Yeah.
Who's your internet utility over there?
Um, I have something called Go NetSpeed. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
200.
okay, woke up. Maybe just
I'm
a momentary quality of service failure there. Oh,
yeah. No, fast.com starts with that for some reason. That's fine.
yeah.
I've noticed momentary quality of service issues all week long, and I'm really annoyed by it. So
Okay. No Sonic
yeah,
over there,
right.
I'm guessing.
Can you hear me now? Is it all good?
Yeah. No
Okay.
Sonic over there, I'm guessing.
No, I got like the Sonic of Connecticut. Like, I'm supposed to have 500 fiber, and
Yeah.
could be my router. It could be the plaster walls. I think they are particularly bad for signal, and I need to maybe do some tweaking.
What's your router setup? Do you have one of the
Right now-
fancy ones?
Right now it's 1 Eero.
Okay, so you are using Eero. Okay,
Yeah, but not this one because it's disconnected.
got it.
But I just have one in the house. I think I need to get like 3 and maybe bounce some signal up the stairs.
My router, my advanced router technique is to buy a router that looks like a spaceship. That's basically just my purchasing decision.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I really like. Yeah.
Oh man, I like how it didn't even find what you were looking for, but these just look aggressive anyways.
I think it found exactly what I was looking for.
What I mean is that like it's not like it's in the text anywhere, but somehow Google knows.
Google knows what's
These
up.
are grotesque.
I know, dude. It just keeps getting worse.
What's the point of this? I thought mine was like the most ridiculous looking router, but as I can see, I think modern router design has just gotten way worse.
I mean, these are just head traps, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head trap routers.
Yeah. Totally. Face grabbers.
Face crab. That's the word.
I was saying face grabber is from the Alien franchise.
Oh yeah.
Face hugger. That's the face hugger is what they're called.
Yeah. Horrible. Hate them.
Yeah. I have a Nighthawk. That's what mine is called.
That's pretty silly. That's a
Yeah.
pretty silly router name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it looks like a
Oh.
spaceship.
Are
That's my.
these?
No, I have the one in the upper left. It's pretty tame. Now that I
Wow.
think about it.
So you didn't even get the pro gaming one with the extra stick.
Is it the gamers that have done this to us? Is that what's happening?
I think so. What about this one? This one's got wings.
Yeah, it looks like
It's a fucking Imperial shuttle.
exactly the Lambda class shuttle.
Wow. I just got totally nerded there.
I used to play the Star Wars role playing game when I was in high school. I was all about this shit.
Nice. Wait, which like a tabletop?
Tabletop, man.
Okay, yeah, that is nerdy as heck. I like it.
Yeah. Did you not ever play paper and pencil role playing games?
I did. I played a bunch of World of Darkness, like Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh yes, that's
Just
right.
really-
We talked
really
about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Yeah, those are good.
Well, you've been playing with some toys today. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just wanted like it was one. I wanted to re-answer the question post Unity and see sort of what was out there. It's actually really cool to be able to use someone else's tool for this
Mm-hmm.
because this sucker has like a whole bunch of options for us.
Yeah. Walk me through the process. Do you just slap the component onto the game object and it just works?
No, no. What you actually do, so we have, so Unity, we've added this plugin, the wireframe shader. So
Is Amazing Assets the name of the vendor? Is that how they folded this?
I guess, yeah. Though I think they only make one thing.
No.
It seems like maybe these people wanted to do more. But I'll check. I'm gonna check the structures right now. If my internet, oh yeah, this is. Also, their old package got deprecated.
This one is deprecated?
No, there's like an older version of this that is deprecated. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so like I don't know, he's got some stuff, and like seems like there's things also in our wheelhouse for. Oh, that's actually really neat.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so maybe there's more amazing assets to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But what you do is you can like select a thing, add the selected mesh, and then it generates a new wireframe mesh, which you're going to see over here in FBX as wireframe wall.
So it post-processes the mesh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And if we look at the wall, look at the actual wall. It's like 24 verts, 12 triangles. The wall, this new FBX generator might have come out exactly the same. 36 verts, 12 triangles. So it's done something.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's indexing his verts. 36 verts means that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's a weird number for the number of verts, if you think about it, right? Because there are 8 corners of a cube. So you would think the number of vertices would be a multiple of 8. And last I checked, the 36 is not a multiple of 8. So I don't know what the hell they're doing. Was it because of the lines? Did you do the quad treatment for this one?
I thought I did. Let me try this one. Because the quad should have made it even smaller. It's a little disappointing that tri-quads on a freaking cube doesn't actually seem to do anything.
You would think that would be like the base case, right?
I sure would.
Yeah.
Oh no, paste that over there.
So I think this is good enough to get us like into the mood.
Absolutely.
All about prototyping, but I think if we're to stick long term to the idea of like with wireframe, which I'm actually kind of still high on the idea. We're gonna have to end up writing our own. I think actually just looking about like what's out there, right? I started compiling a YouTube playlist of.
Oh no, it did it.
It did. Okay, go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And do I understand that it's using a texture to generate?
This is not the textured version. We can do that, but this is not.
It's not. Okay, because it looks kind of chunky in terms of like when you're zoomed far away. Is that just?
I mean, I have control over that.
Okay, got it. So if the diameter is really low, and then you zoom in closer, do the lines get skinnier, or do they disappear? Or do they still stay there? Okay, cool. They're still there.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, except that my wall just disappeared as soon as I did this, which is a little annoying. Alright, I'm going to undo all that shit I just did. Oh, or is Unity actually having a time? Is that what's going on? You want to show us the walls? No? They're there.
Were you modifying the prefab?
I was. Let me just give this a quick git reset. It's weird that every one of these opens. Oh, okay. Mesh. That's weird. Did I lose the mesh on the prefab? That's bizarre. Huh. Are these not prefabs?
They should be,
Yeah, they
but
really
maybe,
should
maybe
be.
they're not. If they're not, we should definitely make them prefabs. How can you
Yeah.
tell? Is there a way to know?
Um. Yeah. So I think blue over here is supposed to be prefab. Just straight up. Um,
Like they're unmodified from the prefab? Is that what you're saying?
not that they're unmodified, just that they are prefabs.
Okay.
Um, but then so on wall over here, it's this blue line indicates that it is not the prefab. Like it
Okay. So what is
applies
the
to the
prefab then?
prefab. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah. And
Yeah,
why
but
doesn't it
it's
put the blue? Why doesn't it put the blue thing on the transform? Like, how does it decide which properties are considered to be like deviations from the prefab versus ones that aren't?
that is a great question.
And a second question from that is when you change the prefab, um, which properties get projected out into the instances, and which ones don't? Because if you change the position of the prefab, it's not going to like change the transform of all of the instances, right?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Wow. I have to fix this one by one. It's really, really annoying. And I would like to just revert to prefab. Let me fix these walls. Oh, no, fuck. If I apply, I think it modifies everything else. I'm not sure how long this has been like this, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I don't have Unity. I can actually check on my other computer. Probably worth
okay.
at least taking a peek, right?
Yeah, I'm just pretty sure I didn't change this today because I didn't touch the while we were on the stream.
Sure.
I think this might have been our earlier. Well, no, I mean I could have done this just now too. Who knows what the?
I'm taking a look right now.
Okay, you're gonna prove me right or wrong. Oh my god. Okay, thank goodness there's only 14 of these.
Yeah, this is the one thing I worry about with Unity or big game editor is doing bulk edits. And it's why I don't want to do the terrain as individual game objects. Does that make sense? I feel like whatever you can do to avoid doing game objects, like I don't want every single tree in the game to be a separate game object.
Yep.
I'd rather have a tree system that maybe takes positional cues and then.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So just looking at them. Yeah, in my version of this, the mesh on the mesh filter does not have a little green bar on it or a little blue bar on it. So I think it might be due to edits locally on your side.
Cool. All right, that checks out.
Okay.
I mean,
you can wireframe the trees.
I'm gonna wire from the trees real quick. Yeah.
I like it.
Let's see. Normalize, try quad, generate wireframe. It's not normalize. I don't know what this one. And then there is a wireframe tree. The nice thing is it kept the hierarchy of the tank as we did this too, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Easy to recreate. Okay, so if you become wireframe tree. And the material is a standard color. There you go. Cool. Great. I have no idea. I mean, that's kind of cool. I have no idea how to color these things, but it really should be possible. Yeah, that's weird. Is it that? Well, I haven't looked that hard into this thing, so who knows?
One of the things that was frustrating to me last time is that the color was bound to the material, and so you had to like make a new material every single time the properties changed.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't feel right to me. It feels like you should be able to change the visual appearance of like individual instances without having to modify like the source. Maybe there's a way to mark attributes as like always do what the prefab or always do what the source thing is telling you to do versus you can vary it on the component, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, the material does not feel this base standard color material. Yeah, like do I have to duplicate this? What is the yeah. I have the same question. Edit? Oh shit.
I see people trying to vary it using code, but I don't want to. Like, you don't want that to have to do that at runtime.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop over to the manual for this sucker. Unity, we know you need cookies. I just bought a thing from you. Good show. Because this whole thing was all about how, yeah, like I feel like there should be an albedo on this material or something. Oh, are you frozen? Sorry.
I'm not frozen. I'm just looking at the internet. I'm sorry. It's just being
No.
quiet.
You're good. I just have internet speed anxiety now.
Yeah, it looks like you just have to duplicate materials. That's just the way Unity works.
Damn.
I think it's a little bit silly.
Yeah. Huh. That's really obnoxious.
Yeah.
So that means that what I should do is make a new material that is tree wireframe that uses the the wireframe shader example. How do I? This thing came with its own materials, base standard color. Oh, am I in the failed to compile shaders? That's fun. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure they've been compiling.
The console isn't showing errors, right?
Yeah, the console is fine.
Okay.
Let me just search for these. I'll just grab this out of there real quick.
Yeah.
And maybe it's also that we. That's so fucked up. So as soon as I do that, I just lose color. Yeah, that's not what I want. Okay. So yeah, I got questions about how to modify this stuff.
When I was reading the description of this particular package, I think it's like a lot of black box stuff, which I guess is just the nature of these things, right? Like you just download a tool and it's just like a ton of black box stuff. And maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine.
It's nice that we do have all the code for this now too. So there is actually a very strange example Unity thing in here. So at least that's something to fuck with. I was gonna say, I guess, what happens if I run this? Yeah. bunch of stuff that probably needs the shader I don't have access to. Sick. This is great.
I'm trying to remember what we did for Manchester. We pre-processed because we needed that extra attribute that we added to every vertex. But I think we did it on load, right?
I think that's correct. Yeah.
So we didn't actually like bake the changes. We did it when we loaded the assets, right?
Yeah, and it's basically what this is doing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, just preload. Cool. Yeah, this is not that helpful. It'd be super interesting in Windows to see this, I guess. Oh well. There's so many scenes in this project now. Good God. Custom example. Yeah, I guess what I would like is I want whatever I have to do to have the wireframe shader that I can color and cast lights. I feel like is what I want out of this thing.
Right.
So I think I'll be booting up my PC sometime soon and throwing this on there to see what that looks like. So, whatever.
Sorry, why do you need your PC?
To be able to run their example code fully. I don't know. I'd like to be able to like run what they've got and see how it's put together at least.
Oh, is their example code? Does it use a geometry shader? Is that why?
Yeah, I think so. I think what is happening there's multiple installers here.
Okay.
And I installed Universal, which is what supports our thing. Built in uses the Unity asset pipeline, which supports geometry shaders. And it's probably what these examples use.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess. No, it's strange because I installed it from Universal and all the materials we're using work, so maybe not.
It's kind of unusual to use a geometry shader. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I think one of the examples that people typically bring up is this thing, or at least when we've encountered geometry shaders really only because we were looking for a solution for this rendering style.
It's pretty much for this thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have a shader source? Is there a way we can read it from like VS Code or something?
We totally can.
Yeah, because you'll see it in the shader source.
And I was gonna pop this open too, because they actually run through the options.
Oh yeah, they totally have a geometry shader. It's right there, right at the top.
So that's option 1. Option 2 is barycentric, which is great because it's what we did, and option 3 is texture. So the baking is universal, which is what we're using.
Okay, so we're basically doing something potentially similar to what we did in Manchester.
Yep.
Good marketing.
Yeah.
They called it the amazing wireframe shader.
I mean, it's configurable, and honestly, the ability to do any 3 of these from the same thing is pretty good.
Yeah. The texture one is weird to me. I don't know why you'd ever want that aesthetic, but it's bizarre.
Why you'd ever want that aesthetic? Oh, because
the further you are, the smaller the lines get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wait, are we seeing an example of that in here?
No, I don't think so at all.
Okay.
Because the lines are staying at constant size.
Okay, yeah. Now, given that we were rendering with that style, it does mean that there's like a limit to either we render ISO so that things don't get smaller as they get further away, or there's a limit to how complex a model can be because otherwise it'll just look like a mass of lines further away from the camera, or there's some notion of level of detail on each line that, as you're further away, we alpha it out, or we just completely obscure it. which would mean a lot of decorating the model with additional attributes.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Right, because this tank model is like too detailed, perhaps.
I wouldn't use this tank model. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the the wall cube is much more of the readability. The tree is a little unreadable as well.
It does look like the shader's not doing a very good job of finding what are coplanar faces. Like if you look at the side tread, is this the model that I made or the one that you made?
This is your model, and it found some quads, but not all quads.
Like
Yeah,
look at the side of the tread there. It's obviously got
yeah,
like
exactly.
oh, it's only doing quads as well. Okay, got it. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
only
that
doing
makes
quads.
sense.
Yeah.
It only knows how to do quads, so it's not going to like unify everything. That's why we've got that weird shape on the side.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
okay, but I mean, as a prototyping tool, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And
we did it better.
we did do it better.
We
Yeah.
did do it better.
Yeah. Here's or there are a bunch of shaders in here
Okay. Yeah.
and shader graphs, which I don't know what that is in Unity, but okay, here you go. Yeah. Yeah, there's probably some useful stuff in here.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't want to spend the whole time on this someone else's tool because
Yeah. Did you try Pro Builder at all? I know that's the
did a
other thing you're
little
looking
bit.
at. Right?
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of the documentation videos out there seem far behind
Yeah.
what's going on. I don't know if that was your experience as well. If you just thought that
I
was
didn't.
it.
I didn't actually have time to take a look at it. But maybe it does kind of conform to the complaint that I do hear a lot about Unity, which is that everything that they put out is half baked.
That does seem to be correct. Yeah. Sadly true.
Yeah. But so does that mean that when you tried it out, it wasn't matching what the tutorials were saying, or was it more that like you just felt kind of weirded out by how old all the docs were?
I felt more weird about how old the docs were.
Yeah.
It actually was not like using it was not that hard. It felt a lot like Blender actually, which is cool.
Okay.
Where is Purple? I have it downloaded too. It's just not in this project.
And then the terrain that you generate from that ends up being a single object, or is it like a bunch of objects?
Your choice.
Oh.
But can be a single object. You can generate like a single complex terrain object.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. Might as well stick this in the project too. I think this is actually just it adds it to our JSON file because it's from somewhere else.
Got it. So did it come? Is it like in the Unity download that we had, or is it downloading it from their?
You have to download it.
Okay.
But it's in the Unity registry.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And it's their package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But get ready for an even stranger user interface than Blender or Unity.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Oh, come on. A lot of progress bars in this software. Okay. Pretty sure it's in here. Yep. Okay, so what this means, oh my God. I love that Amazing Assets gets to be over here. Pro Builder gets its own new menu.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
A lot of things that already look like Unity. Let's see, we're snapping to grid. So this is a Pro Builder mesh filter that is going to snap. Oops. If I can get it. I can just zero it out.
Mm-hmm.
But what this means is that I can actually grab this face and just go to town on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it works. I mean, it works a lot like Blender in this way.
Okay.
Feels pretty similar, except that I'm not aligned here? That's wild. Am I rotated or am I just not snapping? Even though I'm grabbing faces. I don't even know why that's not right.
Is it slightly rotated? Is that what I'm seeing?
It might be, yeah. Yeah, but what I found is that it's just nearly impossible to get this thing on the grid, which was really disappointing.
Yeah.
I guess one of the cooler things you can do is the poly shape stuff, where you can like not a grid, but you can do some stuff, and then I don't know. There's like shortcuts like E, and it's a whole different set of shortcuts from Blender.
Right.
It's really really obnoxious. Here you go. They're color coded, so when you're on a face, the red ones like modify the face.
Okay.
So beveling here.
Oh, subdivide face is the thing that I was thinking about, actually. It's kind of funny. I was like, how do you, like, let's say I have a cube and I make it into, like, a flat platform. How would I just make a corner of that platform, then extend upwards? You'd probably subdivide.
Sorry,
right?
you totally just sit. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What was the last thing you said?
Oh, I was just looking at some of the
There you
options,
go.
and I was wondering, like, how, if, like, we made, like, a platform, right? That's uniform, but then you wanted like just the corner of the platform to like go up into a column, how you would extrude just the corner, and I think probably subdivide faces is the option that you would want in that. Oh, you're doing it right now. That's cool. What did you choose right there? Subdivide. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was subdivide. So yeah, I don't know. It's powerful and cool, and this is a single object that I just made.
That's fantastic. I think that's exactly what we need. Like the whole level should just be one whole object, except for the destructible stuff, right?
Yeah. I think that's right. Ooh, now my connection is unstable. Fun.
It's all good. You put an ice pack under your. Put an ice pack under your
It's not coming through. Let me turn off HD. No.
This is
not
awesome.
hot. It's not hot at all. CPU is fine. This sucks, man.
I'm seeing 0 on fast.com right now for you. Okay, 870 now.
That's not enough kilobits. Like not even close.
Gotta get more kilobits.
We did 2 streams this week. What's going on?
Yeah, it just could be bad weather. But I get it. I know that's frustrating.
It did this to my workday on Friday too, and I was like, maybe it's a fluke, and I'm extra frustrated because this is the second time I'm experiencing this. It didn't do it to us on Monday or Thursday though.
Well, we rolled the dice well.
Guess so. So anyway,
yeah,
Pro Builder exists. It's kind of cool. This platform should be Pro built. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And the ramp.
I think actually even the ground. Right.
Yeah, totally.
Well, what does it do for colliders? Does it know how to do collision for the mesh that you create?
That is a great question. Let's see. If I do a new plane. Crap, where'd the thing I just made go? Should probably hide it. Oh, sometimes it doesn't save. It's really weird.
Okay.
Right, this is a plain preview, and I'm not sure. Oh, I didn't hit the build button. There we go. Cool. So now we got a plane. Oh yeah, this is actually great.
It does have a mesh collider on it. I can see it now.
It's a mesh collider.
It's at the bottom.
Yeah, that's
And
interesting.
then the mesh is PB underscore mesh 36 whatever something.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like that's the same mesh. I mean, one thing that we could do, Dom, is we could actually just create a complex piece of geometry and see how the tank collides against it, right?
That's what I was about to. I was about to just take out.
Our terrain is
Actually,
just called terrain, I think. Yeah.
I was saying I'm gonna take out the terrain and the platforms and just delete them.
Yep.
I'll keep the walls and we'll sort this out in a second.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can just take this and it is snapping to a unit, which is nice.
I did notice that when you originally created the thing, the transform was not 0, which may be the reason why you're slightly off the world grid.
Oh, let me do that again. Why is this always the case?
It's a little bit funky, right?
It's so weird. I don't understand. Yeah.
Okay, so now the transform is zeroed out. I don't know what happened there.
Okay. So now if I take this.
Yeah, that looks highly on the grid.
Cool, and it's subdivided into two unit squares that I can do whatever I want with.
Okay.
So this is interesting. I don't know if you saw when I grabbed that, but I grabbed it. It's like when I grab, when I extrude, it's like not extruding totally straight. Huh.
Are you saying it's not extruding towards world up Y?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing is skewed for some reason. Is it the camera? Like this thing had one job.
Yeah, is it conforming to the like what space is it putting the gizmo in? You would think it would just use your tools, which the pivot, like it says pivot and then global. You would think that it would just continue to use those things. But I agree with you that the thing you're trying to do is like probably the most rudimentary possible thing that you could do with this tool, and it seems like it's falling flat on its face, which is a little bit disappointing. That looks straight up to me.
So oops. Do you know what it is? I believe it's straight up.
Uh-huh.
I think the texture is not. Whatever material this Pro Builder default, I think is skewed somehow.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. You're saying whatever's causing drawing the dotted lines on this.
Yeah, is what looks strange, which is a dumb problem. But that looks better. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It looks straight. It is straight.
Okay, let's actually go to ISO, and you'll be able to see it. I think, like very accurately whether it's straight or not.
Okay, here, yeah. No, it's not. See, I extruded the face back into the ground, and now it's offset. So, don't think I'm crazy.
If you go to ISO view, we'd be able to see it, I think.
Can I do that from here? Oh, I can.
Yeah, great. Just right under the gizmo, I think you... There you go.
So, as soon as I grab this, like, right now it looks good.
Okay.
You saw that?
Yeah, I can see it leaning towards the right, right?
Yeah, it's like when I grab, it's what decides to screw it up. That's so annoying. One job.
Yeah.
One job. Oops. I feel like either I am misunderstanding the tool or something is misunderstanding the tool. But
Let's Google it for a second. ProBuilder
yeah, that's a good
extrude
point.
skew. That looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I didn't touch it yet.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't have a problem extruding his Blender.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, there you go.
What's
That's
that?
from fucking 6 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, this is the. Their answer is re-download ProBuilder. Oh no. Huh.
Usually this means the snap settings are too high, or keep you snapping on all axes instead of just the affected axis. You said that there's like a hold command to snap. I wonder if we can disable snapping. Because the skew might be because for some reason you do notice that the grid texture is not aligned to the world grid, and I can imagine the skew is trying to pop it over. Do you see that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I do want to say that hold command to snap totally fixed it.
Oh.
So you were right about that. Weird.
Okay, but it is weird that we're off the world grid, right? I'm not smoking crack here.
No, it's super weird. Yeah. Super duper weird. But like the question I wanted to answer is, can I walk up this?
Okay, yes.
Because what are we colliding with even?
Right.
Yeah, that works.
I can't even see what's going on right now. That's so slow, the update. But it works.
It does work. I'll confirm that much for you. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted. I want this to be pixel perfect though, right? So we're gonna have to figure out a way to make this tool like grid perfect, because that's the whole point of this thing, right?
That's like everything that I wanted out of this was to be
Because you're right to say that Blender would be like the ultimate way to design this, but the problem is Blender doesn't have any of the other shit in the game, and in order for us to design levels, we're gonna have to like place game objects and edit the terrain simultaneously. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Nope. I'm with you.
And I was worried that we would have to make our own mesh editing. I was worried that we were going to have to build our own ProBuilder, which is crazy. But
oh, that sounds awful. Yeah. No, thankfully we got ProBuilder. Now I wanna. Okay, and I can't actually grab like non-tank or non-ProBuilder terrain things, which is good. That's what I expect. Merge faces? That's cool. I want to not merge. I want to like have them become smooth. Well, there's lots to figure out here.
When you say smooth, what do you mean by that?
Oh, like I wanted to like have this be an even slide from an even gradation from top to bottom.
Oh, I see. So you're trying to take the edge and then like cinch it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Or even delete the edge there. Yeah.
You know, I can just grab the edge. What happens if I delete it? I can extrude, connect, bridge. Yeah, I mean the nice thing is it works a lot like Blender, but differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a weird different selection thing where you can like select in a line, but like what is the line you're selecting? Who knows?
Right.
Yeah. Very blendery. Okay, well I'll leave that pro builder there. That seems fine.
What is going on with this like MC Escher style corner there? Can you rotate the
It's
camera uh,
a sucker.
counterclockwise? I'm just talking about the right side of the ramp if you're going up the ramp. I can't tell what's going on.
Oh,
Oh god, the
yeah. I
screen update
mean,
is like 30 seconds
oops.
behind. I can't tell what you're doing right now. Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, it's interesting because what I did was I think I did that. So I pulled the ground out, which was a weird choice. Um,
Okay.
what I actually want to do is maybe add a new shape, which is stair. I think I can make a full ramp. I mean, at this point, this is just a ramp. But it is nice that it gives us like kind of fine grained controls for this sort of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, its origin is extremely weird though. I don't understand why this does some of the things it does.
Yeah.
And like, is that the 90 degrees? It's really weird. Ooh, not that good.
Is there a way to type in the rotation? I don't know if it has like a friendly.
I think so. Gosh, I love that this thing that I made 2 units wide is like not actually is wider than 2 units in all.
I think it's because the other grid doesn't.
The plane might not
The
be correct.
plane
Yeah,
doesn't line up. I think that's probably what you're seeing.
something sure doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't collide with this thing.
Oh, because.
Oh, this is still the preview
Oh yeah.
build.
So that's going to create another object. Is that right?
It created another object. Yeah, that is correct. But then, okay, good. I think actually both these is there's a merge object, so now it's one. And there's actually a submesh, so I can put a different material on the stairs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's a submesh, not a sub-game object, which is a different concept.
Yep.
But it works. The 64 stairs looks really silly. Ramp might have been better.
I didn't see you playing the game, so I couldn't tell.
Oh, great! It's just got it's got a funny moire pattern on it because it actually has 64 stairs and not a.
Right.
That's fine. This must be such an interesting stream of just like stop motion animation for you.
I can see it now. It looks cool.
Anyway, we've pro-built. It's kind of cool. It's like not a bad thing. I do like it.
Okay. Well, do we want to try to make a real level out of it right now, or what do you want to do today?
What do I do? It's already 11 o'clock. I wanted to do some mirror actually. I wanted to maybe put the basic commands in there.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. I'm gonna rename our scene by the way because we are no longer the sample scene. Level 0. So the thing we need from mirror is we need a new game object. That is our network manager.
Correct.
And it gets a network manager.
Yeah.
And I guess it probably gets a network manager HUD as well, but that's just for fun.
Yeah, the network manager HUD is the visual representation of it.
Right, that's that local host connection thing that you had last time, right?
Yes.
game keeps going because it's just me.
Yep.
Okay, so player prefab is actually player.
I'm gonna follow along on my computer over here, and then we can dig out. I'm gonna just like look at the network manager code.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it looks like what their demos do is they actually make a component that derives from the network manager component. And for Pong, they call it the network manager Pong one. Obviously, I don't think we necessarily have to do it this way, but this is the one that has like callbacks to when a new player joins the game.
Oh, I see. It's okay.
Yeah. Maybe you could even just copy the Pong script and bring it into our game and just call it like the. I don't know what you'd call it, but.
Right. It's interesting. I was looking at the tank one. The tank one doesn't do this actually.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting.
Let me take a look at that one. See
what it uses a vanilla network manager. Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah. I think Pong, because it needs to wait for 2 players, is why. Does that sound right?
It does, but although it still has to like assign players to game objects, the tank one does. I mean, or maybe it already knows.
Well, I think there's all these network start position components.
Okay, and how do those know what to do? Are those just like components that come with mirror?
Yeah, I think that's a built-in. This is just a mirror component. Is a network start position.
So the spawns are network start position, and then it doesn't seem to have a prefab that it's pointing to. How does it know which object?
So the network manager has a player prefab.
Okay.
And looks at any start position and does it in round robin. Though I'm not sure what list it's using from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we can do this vanilla.
I'm into it.
Yeah, which is I think will be a good start. I'm gonna take our player out of here, and then in the prefab player, this needs a network identity, correct? And it's not server only. Okay. So now I think the network manager can take the player. Oh, it's not the same. Can take the. Oh shit! We have too many. There's too many things called player in this project now. I'm gonna drag and drop this.
I wonder if we should start namespacing the names of the things. It sucks, but.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. No, we should do it. How do you feel about RD player? You like a little next step style?
What does RD stand for?
Red Devil.
What I meant about namespacing is calling it prefab player, so that it would make it easier for you to search for it. That's all.
Oh, that too.
Or player prefab. Like, I don't know how the fuzzy matching works in Unity. Like, if you just type player, would that come up or would it not?
Oh, this will come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it will.
Match player, yeah. Okay.
Like, I don't know how you feel about this. It kind of sucks that we're in a folder called prefab, but...
I mean, no, I'm into it.
Okay.
I'm not bothered about it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Because the network manager also takes spawnables, which is going to be our prefab bullet. Oh, which also needs a network identity before we can do that. So we're just going to get really used to having network identity to this sucker. Right?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. Fine. But I do like that it now will accept it and that it rejects it beforehand too. Like it is certainly not willing to network non-networkable objects. So thanks for that. Okay. Cool. So, and then I think, add does not add the thing I want it to do. Network spawn. No? I thought spawn was the thing. Did I make that
Start position? I think it's called network start position.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. There. Let's put this one. Okay, so theoretically, this should at least put a player there, though I don't think I can control it. And the camera doesn't know who to follow. Okay, yeah, great. Did it show up in the scene graph at least?
Yeah, the camera needs to follow the local player, whoever that happens to be.
Yep. But I think there was actually a thing for that, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't actually start the game. It starts when I hit host server and client.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so there's a player. That's great.
And you're driving it around. Oh, I can see it. Yeah.
I don't think I can drive it. Oh, I can. Okay.
Yeah. You should be able to.
I can't shoot because bullets are network spawned. It's great. Working as intended. Okay. So given that, I think we need to go into the player. Let's see. Well, at least the player or the shooter script.
Yeah, and it needs to become a command to spawn the bullet, I think.
Does the whole thing become a command, or is it just this?
Just that.
Okay. One bullet. Look at the what we have. Ink. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So it really is just that simple. Nice. I guess.
What happens if that message gets lost, or it takes a while to? I think that's just tough shit, right? I think
So. Yeah, I think you wait.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is good.
Yeah. We do need to know the prefab, and then
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, it was hopping back and forth between stuff. I couldn't tell what's going on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, what an annoying stream. I'm so sorry. Oops. This becomes spawn bullet, and now it's a server RPC, which is cool. Position is vector 3. What? Did I do the arguments right?
No, it's got a prefix. It's C style, so you put this type before the variable name.
And then what even was rotation? Quaternion?
It is a quaternion, yep. And there's no colons.
Damn. Okay, cool. That actually should spawn some bullets. Oops. Oh, void. Can commands can be voids? Commands are void. Oh, and it's but not public. What else should be calling that? Oh, this is not a mono behavior. It is a network behavior. Do I have to import that? No.
Yeah, using mirror, I think you have to import it.
Oh, really?
Do you want to try to set up your?
Maybe. It's pretty annoying,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's kind of at the point now, right?
What bugs me is I thought I did all the setup and it never took. Yeah. Okay, so what is the thing to open? Is it the Unity folder?
It's not the it's the Unity folder underneath the Red Devil. Yeah.
Okay.
Was this ever working for you, or
It did one day.
it did
Yeah.
one day? Okay. So the C# thing is installed.
Yep.
Let me see what I've got. Kind of hard to know, actually. Oh, actually, there's a whole install thing. Let's see. I got Roslinator. ROSY. Or ROSLY.
Okay.
That's actually just for like lint errors and shit.
Yeah, but seems handy.
And then all I have is C# and debugger for Unity, and then also I have one called Unity Tools. And this might not automatically do the imports for you, but it'll at least tell you that something is missing, right?
Hmm? No, seems good.
And sometimes you're gonna have to, like, you might have to reload Visual Studio just because it sucks.
Yeah. Trying to see what the first failure was.
Oh shit, there's some other stuff. Let me see here.
I already installed Mono. I'll do it again.
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually supposed to use mono there. Let me see here. I'm gonna send you some shit for your JSON.
Alright, bring it on.
Your global settings. Plus a live channel.
See, that says use mono always.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there how do I get to global settings?
I do the command palette, whatever your hotkey is, and then I type JSON.
Oh, that's smart. Okay. Reload the window. Let's make a noble effort. Ooh, that did it.
Okay, cool. Now it's at least complaining that network behavior doesn't have anything, right?
Yep.
Not just try using mirror at the top. I think Visual Studio proper was smart enough to figure this out, but something about VSC doesn't quite have it. Oh, it didn't. So that's not working, right? So
No, but there's a. I guess what's working is Visual Studio stuff, but not.
well,
Yeah.
it could be that whatever project, like the C# project doesn't know about mirror, which is a Unity problem. If you go to VS Code and then go to your like the maybe the assembly C# proj. I don't know which C# proj we should be looking at. CS proj.
Yeah.
Somehow it needs to know about all the modules using the references. And I'm gonna see if like does mirror even show up in this file. It does. It's in here. How about try importing mirror.components or something like that instead of just mirror?
It was just mirror. I think it had to go after Unity Engine. Can't alphabetize these.
Oh, I see. There's an ordering problem. Is that what you're saying?
There was for this, yeah.
Okay. Wait, the imports had to be ordered a certain way?
Mirror had to come after Unity Engine, which, like, I don't know, kind of makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I've never seen a language that cared except, well, C cares for sure, right? Because C is literally just like copy and pasting the code, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say JavaScript cares sometimes too, depending on.
Oh, if there's like static initialization or like runtime shit. But this is all static, right? It like won't even compile if. So there's like something compile time going on here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Gosh. Okay. I think there's actually something in our editor config that will sort them, and maybe we need to. Oh no, it just sorts the system directives first. Okay.
We should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I sorted that myself. So.
But Roslinator isn't figuring this out. You're still getting like type errors on this, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think maybe it's just a matter of like investing the time to make sure this works.
Yeah, it's so tough because
everything feels like 60% broken right now. Like the level editor feels 60% broken. The Visual Studio Code feels 60% broken.
Yeah, I agree. I think I feel like we're throwing some spaghetti at the wall with respect to tools here, but it also feels like they're all probably manageable.
Okay, yeah. I think it's just like it's a matter of like sitting down and like having to work through all this stuff. It's a little disappointing that it doesn't just work straight out of the box, though.
Is this is all local to me? Can I nuke this and start fresh? That'll blow something up, huh?
What?
All these CS project things.
Yeah, if you close Unity, delete all of those, and then reopen Unity, Unity should be auto-generating these. That's why it's not version controlled.
Yeah.
All the CS proj and SLN files you can just delete.
Great. Let's do that.
Actually, it's funny. Unity has a rebuild button. Maybe I should have just told you to do that.
Oh. Fine. I think I logged myself out of Unity though. Come on, there we go. I have the new Unity Hub, and it's only okay.
Is it better than the old one?
Oh, like a little bit, yeah.
Okay. As long as it's making forward progress.
Very slowly.
Yeah.
Very, very slowly.
You're skeptical.
I just want them to like. I just wish it worked like a normal app.
Yeah.
It's bad. Okay, so if I hop back into the shooter.
And it takes some time for Roslinator to fire up, or all the C# tools.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm still. I assume something is still running back here. Oh, initialize empty project. No, I don't think I need to do that.
Huh, I wonder why it asked you that. That's really weird.
Yeah. Is it?
Those already got rebuilt. Like if you look at your, they're all there again.
Yep. I'm just strangely not angry about this time.
You can find them now, huh?
I can't command click into these. Is there documentation? Is that asking too much?
You should be able to command click. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know, right? No, where did I just click? No. Don't do that.
It says it knows it's C#. The code intelligence might be taking a while to boot.
Yeah, I would have expected. I mean, it's failing faster before, but
yeah, I mean, like if you add like a syntax error, is it complaining? Just like add a space between like an identifier. Yeah. I mean, those aren't syntax errors that you just added. You need to like take an identifier and like put a space there. Yeah.
That. Damn. It's really annoying.
I've done C# outside of Unity, and these tools have been bad. They've been slow and flaky.
Great, that's helpful.
I suppose. I mean, the implication there is that either it sucks on Mac or that we have to use Visual Studio proper.
Mm-hmm.
Because the productivity level right now is like kind of less than what I would want it to be.
Yeah.
Especially because the whole idea behind a Java or a C# is that like all these programming tools like are supposed to make your life easier, right?
It's supposed to do the thing. I know. I want to use the JavaScript version to end up with this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm annoyed at this and actually wanting to write any code of substance.
This is, by the way, let me mark this. This is the potentially angriest I've ever seen you.
Me?
Yes.
I thought I was gonna say that about you. I was like, I've never seen Jeff mad at my editor before.
No, I'm not angry at your editor. I'm like observing the growing pains that we're both gonna have to go through, I think.
Yeah, they're real.
Yeah.
No, I'm my anger is also tinged with jealousy because yours works.
I mean, I haven't tried using Mirror at all. Let me actually just try doing the shit that you're doing right now and seeing if it works.
That's fair.
Yeah. I have not actually tried to make a component. Although it's funny, my Mirror has edits in it. Why is it? Why are there changes?
Your mirror edits? Oh, weird. That's unexpected.
Oh, you know what? I probably just like added a random keystroke somewhere. I think. Oh, I think I'm just seeing type checker warnings. So if I just added a new script called foobar.cs. Using Unity engine. Is it Unity.engine? Unity engine.
Okay.
Using mirror. Okay, so far so good. Class foobar. So my jump to code doesn't work, but let me see if I... Yeah, the autocomplete is pretty... Yeah, my go to reference is not having it right now.
I'll take it. At least we're both in that boat.
Oh, you know what? It's because I had a syntax error.
Damn it.
But it's my jump to my go to definition is not working for mirror specifically, and I feel like it should because the source code is literally sitting in like a couple directories away on the hard drive.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard, right?
Yeah. All the code is there.
Very strange. Well, I think. There we go. So shooting is working on the network now.
Okay.
Yeah. For some reason, the player prefab spawn point wasn't set. So that's odd. So I guess the other thing that needs to happen is that motion should also be networked.
Yeah, so I think you can inherit network behavior. I don't know if you have to inherit network behavior unless you update the code to do all that stuff. Although it probably doesn't hurt. But you need to add network identity to the player. I think maybe you already did that. And then like I think you can add like a network transform.
Network transform. And does this gets client authority? Yeah.
Yes. I think.
Oh, and that just does it, doesn't it? That's wild.
I think that just does it.
Okay. Cool. So let's see. I'm gonna add a second spawn point.
Yep. Oh, but we do need to inherit network behavior on the player mover scripts because we should only only read the input if you're the local player.
Oh, right. Okay, that's a sucker.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And the shooter should do that too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is tank.cs?
That's their tank example.
Oh, okay, you were copying it from the.
I just yeah.
Okay, got it.
They got a pretty good. Because I was looking at this and trying to figure out why move didn't have any special calls to the network transform. Okay, that means that the main camera. So let's see. Is there like a game start mirror start call? So I want to assign the camera on start somehow. That shouldn't be that hard. Okay.
I think what you probably want is like a something in like whatever responds to the event, like, hey, I just got created. So you could even do it in the player constructor.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, the player mover start function should take the camera, and if you're the local player,
Yeah.
yeah.
And is that networked? I guess it doesn't matter, right?
I mean, it's instantiation, and I think we're not instantiating until everyone is connected, or until I think we're instantiating actually on each connection. So you can join late right now.
Okay.
We'll see.
There's got to be a way to query the camera. Do you want to try to look that up? I feel like having the reference around is not necessary.
Yeah, that seems pretty...
GameObject.find, it looks like.
Okay.
And then what is the string that you put in there? Is that a tag, or is that just like the name of...
That's what I'm wondering. Add get component camera to the end.
That shouldn't be necessary. I think that's just whatever... It's like specific to this question, right? Oh, actually, it is necessary because we need to set the whatever the name of the camera script is. What do we call it?
We're gonna get player follower
Okay,
script.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do get component player follower, right?
So it's GameObject.find main camera.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Get component full word. Yeah.
And then player follower. And player follower. That player equals, is it this or self?
It's this. Self is a eccentric Rubyism, I think.
Yeah, I feel very personally attacked by that statement.
You still do Rails, right?
Oh. I still do Rails in my day job. Yeah, I'm actually getting like deeper into GraphQL Rails, which it's weird. It's Ruby's not very good at the strumming type thing that GraphQL wants you to do. Let's see, convert type player mover to Unity Engine game object. Interesting.
Sorry. It's this. It's not player follower equals this. Player is game object.
Game object.
Yeah.
Lowercase game object.
Yes.
Yes, right.
I remember because I did C++ for so long, and then I went over to other languages where I had to type this, and I remember feeling uncomfortable about it, but I actually think it was really good.
I really like typing this because otherwise
it's just confusing. Yeah.
I worry.
Are you familiar with what like Hungarian notation is? Where you like, I guess we're kind of doing it in the name of our files, right? We're calling our components like prefab player or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera's following the player now. I saw that. That's great.
Yep. It just immediately does it when I kill it. This already has better death behavior than previous Manchester.
I'm sorry. Come again.
Oh, like I can kill the player and restart the game.
Oh yes. Yeah, we've already improved upon the JavaScript version of the game in many ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. What port does this expose? Can you join this? Is that possible?
The port
Well, I have to send this whole thing to
exposes
you, but yeah.
7777. You'd have to set your router
Okay.
up to route that through to your computer, but that's not that hard.
Gotcha. Is it? I have an arrow. I don't know what arrow lets me do.
Oh, you'd have to set the. Have you ever done like other routers? They call it the DMZ. Horrible name for a feature, but
I know, right? No, I've done the MZ stuff before. Actually, let me
yeah.
see if I tap on my computer if I can just punch a hole. Okay.
What's up?
Oh well, it sees me with terrible Wi-Fi. So I just open it up, and all my other devices have 4 bars of Wi-Fi. This has one little dot of Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay, yeah, that does track with what I'm experiencing today.
Are you in a different room than you were before?
No, I'm not. Yeah, that's weird. Let's. Yeah, you're gonna love this. I don't think I can DMZ this thing.
That's fine. This is just the newfangled routers, right?
Yeah, they do totally different shit, right?
Yeah. I think most routers are too configurable. Actually, I think that for most people, they show too many options, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, I can just. This is actually nice. I can explicitly open port. So this will be mirror networking.
And it's going to go to that MAC address.
Yeah, I was going to say it's too configurable, except that this is a lot easier than the other setup I've done. TCP and UDP. Done. Okay.
Yeah, well, if you want to you want to build a binary and send it to me.
Yeah, let's do that.
I figure we can like maybe figure out a way to like use synchronized Dropbox folders or something like that, so that like as soon as you build.
Yeah, it just like it'll start going back and forth.
Because this workflow specifically is like what the browser was superior at, right? Like we were like auto reloading like whenever the game changed.
Window 1024, great. I just wanted to make sure I gave you that. And level 726, 725, 21.
Almost August.
It's almost 2022.
You're right about that.
Oh man. Yeah, this year is feeling very weird and going very fast.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh god, I built in a whole bunch of weird shaders in Pro Builder. 55 megabytes, that's not bad. Oh, so actually before I do this, I should start this up locally and just make sure it connects, right?
Oh yeah, you can totally do that, yeah.
There's like no reason it shouldn't, but like I'm gonna do it just in case.
Nice.
Okay, that's really cool.
Were there no bullets on the other client though?
Well, it picked up mouse click, which the first one intercepted. So.
No, what I'm saying is the bullets weren't rendering on the client.
Oh wait, I didn't see that. Sorry. That would be really annoying. Oh, well. Huh. Neither is turret position. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Because the other tank is actually firing when I switch. Gotcha. Huh. Okay, let's look at that real quick. Oh my god, the wireframe switch. Let's see, we've got the shooter script.
Yep.
The command that spawns a bullet.
Yeah.
And then we've got the bullet prefab. Oh, which has network identity, but not a network transform. And it probably needs one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems pretty reasonable. And I'll pop into the mirror tank example.
Although I don't really know if the bullet should get spawned on the server.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this doesn't have one for what it's worth.
Yeah, I don't think it matters because essentially it doesn't need to be synchronized as long like the bullet on the client is just an animated thing, right? It's just you can think of it as a side effect basically. It doesn't matter because what really matters is that the server detects the collision, right? That's what actually matters. Or rather, the server needs to actually register the damage. But like the clients can like simulate the bullets locally, have them explode, have them do whatever. It like all of that doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we could do it. We could do it both ways. We could make them network objects if we want. Want to make sure that like they don't explode at the wrong spots. You know.
Yeah. I think I see a couple of problems though.
Okay.
Which is that the bullet mover script is not a network behavior. So I think what's happening actually is that everything is hanging out inside of. On the other client, I think everything was getting spawned inside the tank and not moving. If it was getting spawned at all, I guess I could confirm that actually.
I don't know why it matters.
Yeah.
I guess the asterisk I should put on that is my mental model is like not very complete, but like
yeah,
the bullet. Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say I want to look at the two things happening differently here, which is the tank projectile and the other one does on start server and then destroy after as a server call. So bullets are just synchronized destroy. This one is not. This one just poofs.
Okay.
On trigger enter is also supposed to be a server callback.
So I think that all of that makes sense. It doesn't explain why it's not getting rendered, though.
It's not getting rendered, yeah. Wait. Let's do this the other way. Let me make this remote one the server.
Yeah. It should be 100% symmetric, I think.
I wanted to see if there was console errors, though, that were like, you're calling on trigger and throwing in the client. Because at least this will give us some... Damn.
The client, the position syncs, though. That's cool.
This? Yeah. And I can even hop on top of the other tank.
Yep.
That's terrible. I hate it. Yeah. That's really weird. I don't see anything spawning over here on the bullet side.
Is there a different instantiation call, or is it just instantiate?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Make this side the example side.
Network server spawn.
Well, maybe if someone actually called the right function, it would work. Who'd have thought? Yeah. Okay. Fine. That's pretty reasonable. Well, I'm glad I
Yeah,
learned
and
this
I think
first.
that I think the referencing is also going to be weird. If you look at the way that we're setting the game object there, I think probably what we want to actually be doing is setting network IDs rather than references like this. But that's fine. We can update that later.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right, because right now we're assigning like pointers that are local to the server. The
Hmm.
command at the body of the command actually runs on the server, and so assigning that pointer to the creator reference that's meaningless from the perspective of the
Clients.
the client's version of that object, right?
That makes sense.
But one thing at a time.
Uh-huh. I copy and pasted. Didn't correct my code. Just want to make sure this still shoots, and then I'll export a new build and make sure that shoots, and then paste it to you. Okay. Build.
You know how we were talking about how like there were all these like late '90s, early 2000s games that were like these cartoony Mario ripoffs,
Yeah.
and how Ratchet and Clank was like a weird kind of almost like an anachronism to be released right now.
Hmm.
Apparently, Psychonauts 2 is coming out soon, so that's like right in that same alley.
It's so weird. That is exactly that genre
Yeah,
of like really, really strange humor that's for children,
yeah.
but also nominally not. Okay. Yeah. It's weird. I've never played Psychonauts 1 though.
I played like a tiny bit. Oh, hey, look at that! It
I
fucking
love it.
works.
It does. Okay. Let me zip this for you.
Is it more than one file?
I mean, it's an app bundle, so absolutely.
I see. Okay.
I don't I don't trust dropping Mac apps
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
any
What
file.
happens? What happens? What does Slack do? You'd think I would know, but I don't. There's a whole team that deals with this.
It is the preeminent is the ultimate definition of undefined behavior. Yeah.
I can't. I gotta like trust it. How do I do this? Command click.
It could be
Control
from
click.
anyone.
Open.
Command, yeah, right
Open.
click open.
And what is your public IP address?
Oh, that's a great question. What is my
Is the question.
try that?
I don't see
My
it. Oh, you pasted it. I'm sorry.
I pasted it. Yeah. Okay, my server is running.
I wonder if I have to type in the port. It was 7777, right? And
Yeah, you said that's
last,
default,
as I
right?
recall, last time it had a hard time with the colon.
It did, but for localhost, it's like a special case. No dice.
TNT. Yeah, it's not. I don't think HTTP. I don't think Ngrok is going to work.
Oh, because it's UDP anyway.
Mm,
Fair.
Oh, are we doing UDP? Is that what KCP is?
Oh, I don't know. I just kind of assumed.
Oh yeah,
Even
KCP is like it's like a UDP but with like a little bit of extra reliability shit on top of it. Um,
interesting. Does this actually depend on UDP?
um,
Is it good? I wonder if my server is. I exposed TCP and UDP over my router. I didn't DMZ the whole computer.
that should be fine. I think KCP uses. It's not like it's using raw IP sockets, right? Like it's.
I'd be surprised.
Gosh, I don't think I've ever even seen that. Like like in your operating systems class, you just like you either open you like open like it's like opening a socket is at the level of the protocol. So it's either UDP or it's Unix domain or it's TCP. Well, theoretically, you can technically open just like an IP thing and just talk over IP, like formulate your own IP packets.
Well, I opened 7,000 to 8,000.
Can you set up a quick web server and I can try to hit it, and we can see if it's your network issue or if it's a
Oh, sure. What is
issue.
the what is the simplest way to do that? Python simple server?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just go.
You
I'll
can
go
run
to
you can run Manchester and mount it to.
that's what I was gonna do. Yeah, or Manchester. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Manchester sure has some. Question of which port is which at this point. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's the game server that we want. Right. Yarn dev.
Yep. Just give me
And then if you adjust the player count to 2.
Oh, sure. Right, it's currently set to 3, so.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we want.
Anything?
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
It is not biting, unfortunately.
Cool.
And you said your IP is 38.126.98.197?
Pretty sure.
It's not working for you either, huh?
Yeah. Let's see if I can. I grabbed that off of. Maybe I got the wrong IP. 110.
Okay, that was
yeah,
it.
I gave it the wrong IP.
There we go.
All right. Goodbye, Manchester. It was nice to see that, though. Looked good.
It's been a while since we've messed with it, but like it felt like home, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Yeah.
Okay, that is booted. I think the bullets collide with this geometry.
What port is it again? 7777?
I think so. We didn't actually verify that part.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not connecting.
Okay. Yeah, it says 7777. Unless we didn't change it. I don't think we changed it.
No. I mean, you're able to like play it locally, right?
Well, I pointed at localhost. I don't know what it's picking. Yeah.
If you if you run a second, sorry, I was about to suggest that you open up the executable and try to connect to your IP address, but it would be the same thing as me doing
sure.
it. You know, it would be literally the same thing as me doing it, right? So, still work in progress on that one.
We'll figure it out. But hey, it's pretty good, and it at least plays between 2 clients. So
yeah.
All right, sick. Well, editor woes aside, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Just put. What is this? Is this 107? God. Oh, libraries. Number. Curl builder, amazing wireframes, editor. Nice. Yeah, okay. A couple weeks in, I'm definitely feeling the Unity rough edge where I'm just like, why is everything that this thing does
Right.
just a little bit off?
Well, I think we're going from like knowing how 100% of everything works to knowing pretty much zero, and that is rough. It doesn't help that things that should be simple are not simple, um, which is discouraging, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
To be fair, the networking was pretty easy.
Yep. That
That
was
part
really
I
nice.
do like.
Yeah, we spent
Yeah,
months making our own.
literal months. I'm a fan of Mirror already, and whatever strange things it throws at me, because that works great. All right, sick dude. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, let's do it. Next stream is Friday, right?
Friday night.
Okay, sounds
Yes,
good.
indeed. I'm hosting. See you, Twitch.
Later.